The Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana says it has intensified efforts to deal with the influx of counterfeit drugs and Quack pharmacists whilst ensuring well-standard practices are observed in the industry here in Ghana. Eastern Regional Secretary of the Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana, George Ataraboy Jr., tells JoyNews they are joining forces with the Pharmacy Council, the Food and Drugs Authority and other regulatory bodies to clamp down on persons who pose as pharmacists and administer wrong prescriptions. Correspondent Kofi Sian reports.
The World Health Organization report estimates that each year over 800,000 people, most of them from Ghana and other parts of Africa, die because of fake drugs, as they are less expensive and more accessible than the original ones. Research has indicated that the production, distribution and consumption of fake and substandard drugs, regardless of its form, can have great health implications. Speaking to JoyNews on the sidelines of a ceremony to mark this year's regional version of the World Pharmacists Day in Koforidua, the Eastern Regional Secretary of the Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana, George Ataraboy Jr., stated that the fight against fake drugs must start from persons who pose as pharmacists and prescribe drugs over the counter.
Dispense medicines without even knowing what you dispense. They only know the names, they don't know what it does, the mechanisms of action. We are looking at, in fact, the law enforcers we are joining forces with them to clamp down on these imposters. And that's why we are sensitizing our members or the public that if you visit a facility and someone poses as a pharmacist, kindly report him or her. It's also a criminal offense. You are caught in the law, you will be put behind bars, you have penalty, fines that you pay. So we are pleading with the public to, as a way, help us fight these imposters. What we are saying is, the pharmacist is a pharmacist. He's been trained. And I mean, the way he or she presents himself, you get to know he's a pharmacist. These people, you see them in white lab coats. I mean, because by virtue of the environment they find themselves in, they feel they are like us, but they are not.
The society, as part of effort to reduce the tendency of the unsuspecting public patronizing drugs from unapproved facilities, has intensified its stakeholders' engagement and public awareness creation on fake and illicit drug patronage to help deal with the menace and curb the abuse of drugs. Silas Ejekum is the regional chairman.
When it comes to in-depth knowledge about everything about the medication that you take, you can tap that information from the pharmacist. And then basically that's what we want to disclose to the general public. And in fact, it's about letting the general public be aware the expert role that the pharmacists play when it comes to knowledge about medications. We have knowledge about side effects if you do not go according to our instructions. We have knowledge about what we call adverse drug reactions, which is very damaging to organs of the body if you go contrary to the rules and regulations governing medication intake. And these are the informations that we want to reiterate the point that if you make a mistake and neglect the role of the pharmacist in this regard, you are likely to even get yourself into a very serious problem.
Meanwhile, some beneficiaries, most of them market women, joined the public awareness exercise. Reporting for JoyNews, Kofi Sian, Koforidua.